Alright. Alrighty there. Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen. If this week's a bit more rambly than usual, it's because I have literally nothing prepared. I have a general concept, but even that I made a couple minutes ago. But hey, I hope you guys have had a good week. I know that my last couple weeks have been a bit better, a bit more tame than usual. I'm currently fixing my schedule, and I'm happy to report that it's gone pretty good. But that's not what I want to talk about today. I'll talk about that at a different time, whenever I've actually, had a month of consistently having my schedule fixed. But what I do want to talk about is it's sacrifice. I think that sacrifice is an interesting. It's an interesting topic, right? Sacrifice is always seen something. Typically, it's seen as noble, right? There's always these moments of self-sacrifice where you put the need of everybody else before yourself, and then it pays off for the greater good, or something like that. But what I actually want to talk about is selfish sacrifice. What you have to sacrifice to be happy, to be content. Because we have to admit, in a eccentric life, you cannot just live it with no self-sacrifice. No sacrificing of yourself, no sacrificing of others. Or not others in the sense of you are putting their lives at stake, but more so you're not doing what they would prefer of you. I'll give you an example. So say that you're, or I'm making a YouTube video, right? I'm making a YouTube video and I want to get it out in a month, right? Throughout that month, it is entirely possible for me to get it done within that month, but there, of course, are things that you need to do, right? There are things that, you need to hang out with friends, you need to hang out with family, you need to go to work, and all of those things will, deter you from making that video or doing what you want to do, right? It's not necessarily that you don't want to spend time with your family or you don't want to hang out with your friends, but it's you also do want to make the video, right? And so throughout the month, you have to sacrifice not only something personally, where instead of playing TF2 or instead of reading a book, I'm gonna work on the video. You also have to sacrifice who you are to other people, right? To be there for yourself. It's kind of in the sense of discipline, but it's sort of this opposite idea of doing things for no reason. Sacrifice tends to happen for. Sacrifice is the culmination of having the best reason to do something, right? It is the opposite of meaninglessness, right? Because sacrifices don't happen for nothing, right? They just don't, and they shouldn't, right? Because what a sacrifice is it's a pushing of your boundaries. It's an exceeding of who you are or what you want to do. It's to do something uncomfortable to be more, right? And so naturally, a sacrifice it's important for it to be a big, purposeful thing, right? Because if you have a sacrifice without purpose, that sacrifice is kind of just self-sabotage. That sacrifice doesn't feel like it's really a sacrifice, and more like it's probably an excuse or a mistake, But sacrifices are important into leading a life that you want to feel fulfilled, because most of the time to do nothing, to be comfortable is the lack of sacrifice, or at least it's sacrifice without actually pursuing anything, because whenever you're comfortable, whenever you are lacking a sense of not adventure, but a lack of desire to do more, because that's what sacrifice is. It's a desire to do more or to exceed what you do currently, or to change it up. So comfort is kind of the opposite of sacrifice in a sense, because to be comfortable, you don't have to sacrifice to do what you always done. Sometimes you do, but even then it's it's not necessarily the most comfortable. To stagnate is what I should not to be comfortable, but to stagnate. And typically, stagnation comes with comfort, right? Or comfort comes with stagnation, where you're pretty reliably sure what's going to come in the next day. You're reliably, confident and comfortable, right? But sacrifices are still very important because they're important to you specifically, unless if it's something that somebody else is asking of you, in which we could get into a different thing. But self-sacrifice is vital in living a life that you feel like is worth living, right? Anytime you hear a great story, it is going to have sacrifice, whether it's sacrificing time, sacrificing status, sacrificing money, you know, all of these things have sacrifice. And I think sacrifice is really interesting to see because what it does is it shows those who want it and those who need it, right? This concept I've talked about in the past, but those who need something are willing to sacrifice anything, right? If you need that video to be up, if you need that video to be done by the end of the month, it will be up by the end of the month, right? You will sacrifice all of your hangout time, all of your personal time. Everything will go into this video, right? And it will be uploaded, right? If you need it to be. But if you want it to be, it can happen. Don't get me wrong. It can very well happen. But it's not guaranteed. So it's this sense of what are you willing to be satisfied by? Are you willing to just be a person that is comfortable, a person that stagnates, right? Because there is comfort in stagnation. But are you willing to do what it takes to be the person you want to be? Not the person that others want of you, not the person that you think it would be logically the best idea. No. Are you willing to do what it takes to be the person that you want to be? And are you willing to sacrifice anything to get it? I can't say if I do or don't, but it's an interesting topic. You can tell me what you guys think about in the comments. But I hope you guys had a good week. I'll see you guys next week.